Hello students, now in this session I will explain question number 6 and 7 of exercise 8.3 chapter 8 comparing quantities. So let me read out question number 6. So Arif took a loan of rupees 80,000 from a bank. If the rate of interest is 10% per annum, find the difference in amount he would be paying after 1.5 years if his interest is compounded annually and compounded half yearly. Now we have two cases, that if Arif is going for compounded annually, then what will be the amount, and if his interest is calculated in compounded half yearly form, then what would be his amount. And finally we have to find the difference between the two amounts. Fine. So in first case we will calculate with compounded annually formula, students. Okay, so the principle is what? Rupees 80,000. Rate interest is given 10% and N is given 1.5 years. Now as we will calculate it compounded annually, so we will not change this, as we have discussed this in our previous videos also. So what will be the formula then? So amount is equals to P 1 plus R by 100 to the power N. Now this is for 1 year. This is for 1 year. So there is one more half year is also there. So this part is only for 1 year. So we have to calculate the amount for the half year also. So for that, what we have to write? R by 2 into 100 to the power 2n. Okay, so this part is for half year, half yearly formula. So this part is for half year and this part is for 1 year. Okay, this is 1.5 year. Now we'll put the values. What is the value of principal? 80,000. 1 plus what is R? 10 by 100 to the power 1, because this is for 1 year. And 1 plus, again we'll write 10 by 2 into 100, 2 into 1 by 2. Okay, so now let's reduce this. Now this 2 zeros will reduce, this 2 zeros will reduce, and this 2 will be also reduced. Now write it, we have to write it in the fresh way. This is 80,000 in by 1 plus 1 by 10. As because power is 1, so I am not writing. So 1 plus 1 by 20. This also is carrying 1 as a power, so I will not write. Okay, so 80,000 into 11 by 10 into 21 by 20. Now reduce the zeros again. That is 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, now reduce this 800 with this 2. So what will be the answer, students? That is 2 ones are 2 to 400s are. Okay, so finally we will multiply 400 into 11 into 21. So our required answer would be what? Our required answer would be, just a minute. Our required answer would be 92440. Okay, so 92400. Okay, now let's do the second case. Now this entire thing will be same only, but this time we have to calculate with compounded half yearly formula. Okay, and we have to check what will be the amount. So second case. Yes, I hope now it is okay, isn't it? Okay. Now principal would be what? Rupees 80,000 only. Rate would be what? 10%. Now this time compounded half yearly. Okay, compounded half yearly. And what is N then? 1.5 years. Now this time, as it is said compounded half yearly, now you have to break this and change it to the improper form, that is 3 by 2 years. Now use the formula of compound half yearly one. Amount is equals to 1 plus R by 100 into 2 to the power 2n. Okay, so now what is the value of P? 80,000. 1 plus 10 by 2 into 100 to the power 2 into 3 by 2. Okay, see what n is given, 3 by 2. Now let's reduce it. This 2 will be reduced, 0 will be reduced. So now it will look like 80,000 into 20, 20 plus 1 to the power 3. So that would be 80,000 into 21 by 20, 21 by 20, 21 by 20. Okay, now once you reduce this, you will get the answer as what? Just a minute. Your answer would be 92610, students. Okay, once you reduce these zeros, cancel this 8 with 2 and all. So after multiplying, you will get the answer as 92610. So these are the required two amounts. Fine, that we have calculated. And finally, what we have to answer? We have to see the difference between the two amounts. So you will write, therefore, difference between the two amounts. Now, difference between the amounts, you just write. That is equals to what? 92,610 minus 92,400. So your answer would be rupees 210, students. Okay, so this is a solution of question number 6. I hope you all have understood. Now let's move on to sum number 7. Now in question number 7, we have Maria invested rupees 8,000 in a business. Fine, we do not know what type of business, but she has invested 8,000 in a business. She would be paid interest at 5% per annum, compounded annually by that particular association. Now what we have to find out, they have asked two questions. Find the amount credited against her name at the end of the second year. So this is the first thing that we have to do. So what is the principal? So what is the principal given? Rupees 8,000. Now what is the rate she will be given? That is 5% per annum, compounded annually. Okay, compounded annually, students. And what is n is given? What is n written? N is at the end of the second year. At the end of the second year means we have to take 2 years. Fine. Now use the formula of a compound interest. That is a amount is equals to P 1 plus R by 100 to the power n. Okay. So this amount, the value that we'll get against this amount, this would be the amount at the end of the second year. Okay. So now put the value 8,000. 1 plus, in place of R we'll put 5. And what is n? N is 2. Now let's reduce this 5 and 100. So 5 ones are 5, 5 20s are. Okay, 5 20s are. So it will look like 8,000 into 20 would be the LCM, 20 plus 1 to the power 2. Okay, so 8,000 into 21 by 20, 21 by 20. Now if you reduce it, so what would be the answer? The answer would be 8,820. So this is the amount at the end of the second year, students. Okay, amount at the end of the second year. Now, the second part of the question is, this is 7.1. This is 7.1. Now 7.2. Now they have asked that what would be the interest for the third year. Now as you know that in compound interest, principal always changes. After every year, the principal changes. That is, the principal at the end of the first year would be the principal for the second year. And the amount at the end of the second year, the value, that is the amount at the end of the second year, this amount will be the principal for the third year. And this is the reason why you get greater interest in the case of compound interest, because principal keeps on changing. So now amount at the end of 820, that is, you will write it here, that is amount at the end of second year will be equals to principal for the third year. Okay, principal for the third year. Okay, boys. So for third year, because we have to only see the interest for the third year only, so we can use the formula of simple interest in this case. So the principal would be what? 8820. Rate percent will be given, that is 5% only, and this time we'll take time as 1 year, because we will only see the interest for the third year only. Third year means 1 year. We are only checking for the third year. Fine. That is, now we'll use the simple interest. That is P into R into T by 100. So P is what? 8,820. R is what? 5. T is what? 1. And we have to divide this with 100. So after calculation, students, after calculation, we will get the answer as rupees 441. So this is the interest. This is the interest for the third year. This is the interest for the third year. Fine. So we have answered 2 questions. That is, what will be the amount at the end of the second year? That is 8,820. And we have also discussed that whatever the amount at the end of the second year, that will be the principal for the third year. And then we have calculated the simple interest, or you can just say interest for the third year. That would be 441. Okay. So that's it for today, students. Thank you so much. I hope all of you have understood this sum. God bless you all. Take care and stay blessed.